What a great night, eh? Great company, good booze, better laughs. The, skooma nightcap wasn't bad either. After Inigo went to bed, of course. What a memory. That portrait could do with a new frame.
Greetings.
Whoa! Bleeding egg. Frighten me to bleeding death, why don't you?
Did I startle you? Ah, look at that. You all look so adorable in that portrait. You know, you are a lot of things, Norton. But a bad friend isn't one of them. So, I see you met Master Warburg. Awfully dull, isn't he? And what did he call me, Jazago? Insufferable. Oh, the gall. Hold your tongue before you consider agreeing with the man.
Where have you been? You had me worried.
Busy.
Where?
I can't tell you where, you not knowing my precise movements outside this place, that's the entire point. It's not a question of your character, or you at all, but rather who's watching you. You've got questions. Fine, ask them, and I'll tell you if I can answer them. I can tell you what I was doing, acquiring more artifacts for the quest, mostly. If I had more time, I could have retrieved more than I did, but my projected calibrations assure me that may not be necessary. We don't need all the artifacts, Norton. I just need enough of them.
Enough? Enough? This is a change of tune. Enough for what? Whatever this greater good of yours means today.
I do apologize for making you run in circles like this.
No. At first it was about keeping these artifacts safe, right? Then I just did what needed to be done even though I didn't know why I were doing it. Now you speak of them like they're some sort of fuel. Or energy.
Very observant of you.
Yeah, like enough oil for a lantern, enough wood for a fire, enough souls for a gem, yeah? I know you said you wouldn't level with me, but hey, I'm starting to catch on, aren't I? It's written all over your face.
Look, the sacrifices you've made so far, the difficulties you've had to overcome, it's been touching. And although you may not believe me, instead choosing to believe I wanted to speed up the progress of the quest, I saw what you were going through, and I wanted to contribute to your effort.
Go on. What artifacts did you get then?
Just a few. Nowhere near as many as you, but the Blade of Woe, for one. It's a Dark Brotherhood artifact. Also, I managed to acquire some pieces related to the Nightingales. Not exactly true artifacts, but nonetheless, fact or fiction, some may ask. Look in that vault, and you'll know they are very real.
Right. Many did you have to kill to get those?
Kill? I actually have finesse, you know. Not everyone is a brute. You expect that a man of mystery like myself, with multiple lifetimes worth of knowledge and magical prowess, would simply beat my problems over the head until they went away?
Well, it's a lot easier. You should probably trust me on that. You should try it sometime.
No. I instead engineered the perfect scheme. It took me away for a long while, but it was with good reason. Research, scouting, planning, plotting. There were one or two instances where I requested Jazago help me in locating the right artisans for the scheme. So, here and there he had to leave your side at short notice. Sorry about that. The end result? The fair maiden who flaunted the Blade of Woe still believes she carries it. And why wouldn't she? The dagger she now carries looks the same, has the same basic enchantment. In fact, from the lengthy encounter we had, she didn't seem to care for the traditions of the Brotherhood at all. So why would she notice anything was amiss? The powers that be in the Brotherhood may well notice, but she's hardly one to convene with them. Oh, the things a mysterious old man can get away with.
You did all that for one artifact? You've gone through a lot of trouble there to be that careful. What else did he get?
The Nightingale Trove was less impressive. I was after an artifact known as the Skeleton Key, but had to settle for lesser items in the end. More scouting and pattern recognition there. What would you call it? Thinking outside the box. Peering into the shadows. Safe shadow marks. The shadow standing stone. A love for metaphor. And a little intuition. That's all it took to find the cave that held the trove. You will have answers for all this mysteriousness before this is all over, Norton. Mark my words. Well, some answers. I am well aware I've been obtuse throughout our time together. But be warned, there are some things you can never know while I'm here, for your own safety, as well as mine. You know, Norton, I'm rather beginning to miss your company. At first, I found myself lacking my maker of tea, my blundering cupbearer, my cleaner of chamber pots. Now, I realize it's that I miss your, how shall we put it, glass half empty view of this world.
Charming to the last, Master. Hey, I know I gave you the 2 Teldrins, but isn't it lonely in the tower?
Well, there's the quest, and that demands my solitude, with you out there and I in here for the most part. Then there's my research, the endless reading, the occasional scheming. Oh, and Graham visits every so often.
Graham?
Oh, the dragon, sorry. When Jazargo informed me that you'd spotted him, the idea of you having an altercation with the thing kept me up at night. Haven't seen it in a while, though. Are you sure you haven't killed it?
I can't be sure of that, but why? Is he a friend?
We converse from time to time. Very interesting creature. Has a lot to say for itself. Not that you've been up there in ages, but there's a reason why I have a chair, a lantern, and a crate of wine upon the balcony.
I can't believe you've made a friend. So he actually talks to you then? It's not the first time I've come across that, but why do you call him Graham? If there isn't some great big secret about it.
Graham is the first word of his grotesque dragon name. You know, the kind you can only pronounce properly if you have a maw the size of Soon. It translates as Cloud Ruler Tempest on this tab. Isn't it ironic? He predates Cloud Ruler Temple, yet by happenstance of prowling the Gerals he gained the name. And yet, that's where your trip to Helgen began, didn't it? On your failed, skooma-abusing expedition to Cloud Ruler Temple.
Right, so did you ask him where the dragons were all coming from? Are they coming back to life? Or have they all been in hiding? This is just what we needed.
No, we debated the representation of Akatosh across time. Or time across Akatosh, same thing. The theory of dragon bricks, and so on.
You've got to be kidding me.
Breathe, Norton, and listen very carefully. Fate is inexorable. You've come this far. You will do what has to be done when it comes to prophecy, even if we are yet to understand the full extent of it. By now, you must know your fate as Dragonborn is not yours to command. Akatosh will guide you now as he has guided you thus far. Take comfort in that.
Do I at least get to meet this Graham?
Even if he isn't already dead by your hand, probably not. He's not very fond of you.
Hey, what have I done? Why not?
Oh, it's nothing personal. Well, it kind of is. But I thought you'd understand. Ponder this. Just how many of the dragons you've met so far would have loved to have gotten to know you a bit? But how many of them were overruled by their inner nature and had no choice but to challenge you instead? You're the Dragonborn, devourer of souls. You issue challenge to your fellow dove without even knowing it. So as far as Graham goes, and the countless dragons you've failed so far, It's in his nature to ignore reason and fall foul to the urge to fight you instead. He's not strong enough to resist it. It's who he is. I thought you, of all people, would know about that.
Right. Of course, Master. I suppose I should be leaving soon.
Yes, I suppose you should.
I can stay for a chat, if you'd like.
Oh, if you insist. How about a mug of that tea you used to make for me? Get the water boiling while you stock the vault.
I thought you hated that tea.
I'm a masochist. What can I say?
Huh. At once, Master. There's your tea, ready to pour, just how you like it. What's on your mind?
Oh, nothing in particular. There's so much reading to be done of Tamriel. The endless cultures, the wine, the cheese, the traditions, be it backwards and rock throwing or forward thinking and end of time bringing. But here's something that I pondered for a while now. You're not a very good Dunmer, are you? You sound like one, but you don't talk like one. Your name is unusual, but not completely unconventional. You're probably wondering where all this is coming from and why now. I got talking to some dark elves when I was out scouting for the Nightingale gear, and it made me think. I've never heard a single Serah out of you. Not even an Enwa.
Well, that's because I've spent 20 of my formative years here. Come to think of it, if anything, I talk like you.
Ha. Hence all the hells and earths. Of course.
And who talks like that anyway? Is that a Breton thing? Or something along those lines?
In a way, I suppose.
And you're hardly very cultured yourself, are you? The only things you seem to be bothered about are the artifacts and Akatosh.
My dear Norton, the only thing worth worshipping is time. Akatosh is how it is manifested here. Ideas and technology shift from place to place, but time is the constant. If there's one thing you should remember me by when I'm gone, time ought to be it. You still have questions, don't you? Go on then. Go.
What happens after the quest is finished?
I leave.
Are you somehow trapped in this tower? You said someone's watching us?
To be brutally honest, more than you could possibly imagine. All will become clear in the end, but there are exceptions as for when I can leave, and when I can finally leave. I can visit places every so often, hence the likes of the Blade of Woe, Jazargo's portrait, and a few other ventures here and there, but it's under the strictest of circumstances, meticulously controlled. My turn. What is the one thing you want in this world?
To atone? To not be alone?
And to be a poet, but you just don't know it. Norton, expand on that thought.
After all this is done, I've spent so much of my life looking backwards, I've never really looked forwards. I just want to live a simpler life in obscurity. To be honest, if nobody saw me again, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
The quest is the only thing keeping you from going full-blown nihilist. You're helping me, Norton. I don't know how I will ever be able to repay you for what you're doing, but despite appearances, it means a great deal to me.
I know. I think I've always known. What's the one thing you want in this world?
Aside from eradicate that aroma of wet dog that clings to you, first death, now dog. And don't think I don't know what that means. And to answer your question, honestly, to go home.
Is this tower not home? You've been here such a long time that I've barely even seen you leave.
No.
So, what's stopping you?
Think a little. Extrapolate.
The quest. The artifacts. You need them to go home.
And so we come full circle. Thanks for the tea, Norton. Now go. You have work to do. Oh, And you better have dropped off those Elder Scrolls this time.
You alright there, Carjo? And so here we are. Here. In Morthal, of all places. Though, if one were to really think about it, there is a reason why we're here. Isn't there, Inigo? Yes, we are here. Having some wine, some mead, and other alcoholic beverages. Early on the morning. Why, one might wonder? Because we can. And will. But I am pondering the conversation I had with Merlin. It's a lot to digest, you know? You know, Inigo, it'd help if you looked at me while I was pondering, but, you know, fine, do your thing. That guy helped me. He raised me up. He gave me a purpose. And although he gave me the time to change in the tower, which I'll laugh at now, we were in isolation, living a simpler life in servitude. And after 20 years, I didn't change at all. Yeah, that's fine. But that didn't matter in the end. Because he also gave me a chance to do what I'm good at for a greater good. And I know the meaning of that greater good changed and shifted and, well, just about morphed into what I now know as its final form, which is a means to help Merlin himself. But it's a good, nonetheless, right? It's more than what can be said for life before the tower. I know that with certainty. Anyway, he got those artifacts, didn't he? And he was extremely careful about it. What did he get? The Blade of Woe? That was the Dark Brotherhood one. And then a bunch of Nightingale, like, artifacts. Don't know what they are. Didn't even call them proper artifacts. But I've definitely seen the book about, seen the spine of it, you know, fact or fiction. Got a couple of copies of that, which I dropped off in the tower, I'm sure. Is that a coincidence? Can't say I've read the book, I can't really say. But hey, I don't really know any details of the how and the where and specifically the who in these circumstances, of how he's come into possession of these artifacts. He's told me the story, yet I still don't know the details. Is that on purpose? But it poses a bunch of questions, you know. Like, did Merlin artifact hunt before I was around? Like, if I'm the one doing all the heavy lifting now, making all the sacrifices, convening with all the Daedra who might seek to harm me, to enslave me, to use me, while Merlin, he's shielded in the tower. He's protecting himself. It's like, I mean, you're still with me, aren't you? Just about. Fine, yeah, I'll get you. Do I have a sweet roll on me? Hang on. Mm-hmm. Kanjo, if that's you again, please lay off the... Yeah, I am talking to you, pal. Don't give me that look, I swear. Oh, sweet roll for you. Oh, right, I don't know a sweet roll for you. Hang on.
If you need anything else, just ask.
Your patience. Excuse me. Weren't you just moaning about how you don't have any customers here and I refuse to serve me when I'm literally holding up gold in return for a little bit of sweetness in my life? Oh, Akatosh, give me strength. Ram out your bleeding arse. Come here.
There ain't much to offer, but if you want a place dry to spend the night, I'll rent you a room.
Alright, don't get so desperate with me, love. What you got for sale?
Take a look.
Are you telling me you don't have a sweet roll? Oh my.
Good day.
I'm gonna say... Don't look at me like that.
Be careful.
Sell some sweet rolls. I'm gonna get you some sweet rolls, okay? Just let me carry on my pondering. Where was I? Right, yeah. So look. I was thinking maybe he was once in my boots, gathering the artifacts in one place in an attempt to set himself free, to take himself home. Whatever that means. It's like he had I won't call it a bad experience, but I call it a life-altering experience, a circumstance-altering experience that's more or less, based off the last 20 years, imprisoned him in the tower. It's almost like that experience has meant that someone else had to gather the treasures in his stead. I mean, look, the reason why I'm arriving at this conclusion is because he's proven himself capable by getting a few artifacts, right? But he was stupidly careful in going out and doing it. And he doesn't strike me as someone opposed to murder, considering all the hundreds, if not over 1,000, 100. The numbers, I don't even want to get into the numbers of the amount of people we've put down on our quest. But it's not that at all with him. He seems to be obsessed with carefulness. The Nightingale Trove, for example, didn't seem like it involved any human interaction at all. Or mer interaction, you know. One of us. Whereas the Blade of Woe, whatever he was on about with it, well, that just sounded like a load of trouble for one artifact. Do you know where I'm coming from? It's a bit... poses a lot of questions, yet somehow it kind of makes sense by that same token. And at least now I know the extent of it all. And will I get answers in the end? You know what, Inigo? I'm not sure I want answers. I want to know what I'm permitted to know, if that makes sense. Because at this point, looking at what I now know, against my time on the quest the last 20 years, Merlin's reasons for being difficult are now cast in a completely different light to me. Like instead of just being an old, annoying old man, it sounds like the reasons for him being difficult now are a what you don't know can't hurt you kind of thing. But the bottom line is, Merlin's helped me. So I'll help him. Whatever that means. At least helping him is just doing the same thing that I've been doing for like the past however long it's been. In I go.
Mm-hmm.
It might just be the mead kicking in, but hey, it's a fresh day. Fresh things to come. Wonder what the day will bring. I should really slow down a bit. I'm beginning to stammer out my own words. I'd like to give you something. You want some gold?
You are generous, but I have a little of my own tucked away. I do not need yours.
Tucked away? I wish I could tuck mine away. See how much I'm carrying around with me? It's an absurd amount. Where do you keep your little amount tucked away?
The same place I keep my bread and writing materials. I will look after any money you want me to carry, but I will not spend it. I would rather pay my own way.
Okay. Curiosity killed the cat and all that. How much gold do you have?
A little. I do not need much. I was wondering though, while we are adventuring together, would you mind if I did some looting of my own? Nothing big, but perhaps if I see a gem stuck in a crack in the ground or a few gold pieces you have missed, I could keep what I find. What you say?
I say you have a fantastic sense of humor. Your sarcasm has been duly noted. You're asking whether you could go grab a few gold pieces or a few gems or something small like that which you happen to set your keen little eyes on, eh? Yet you're the same person, Cat, who picks up all these bows and stores them all in your backpack all the time. And I'm wondering why you're using your ebony bow. Or the new bow which I've given you, my old bow, which was to get to that after. You're picking up all these bows and all these huge big things, and now you're asking where you can actually pick stuff up. I applaud you for your sense of humour, and I feel ashamed I have to state the obvious. Whatever you find's yours, mate.
Thank you. Now the possibility of a future exists. Maybe I should start planning for it. Anyway, did you want to talk about something else?
Possibility of a future, eh? You're not wrong. And I go, whatever that future is. Any thoughts?
I'm thinking this inn is not so nice.
Bit dingy, isn't it? Yeah, can you hold on to something for me? Sweet roll, I
I
promise.
hope this will be a mutually beneficial exchange.
Yeah, I know I said something about, what was it? Sweet rolls earlier? Yeah, I know this looks suspiciously like a coin purse, but, why don't you hang on to that for me, eh? It rattles a bit like a coin purse, but I swear it's boiled sweet rolls. Don't question it. Just hold it there.
Let us go.
Yeah, great stuff. Alright, where's the one making all the racket?
The
You.
longer we travel the roads of Skyrim, the more empty this land seems.
Well, you're the optimist. I hope you're laying off the mead now instead of making a racket and knocking everything over. Come here.
I will shoulder some of your burden.
Something I want to give you too, pal. I've heard what you say. Hang on. I think you're roughly amount the same as in. Actually, hang on. Go buy yourself an island, eh? That's what I've heard you saying. Go buy yourself an
The
island.
road lead you to warm sands.
And yours too.
Skyrim could not be more. Jazargo will go wherever he can to learn more. Oblivion itself, if need be. Jazargo only has so much room to carry things.
Well, you're not be complaining once you realise what it is, mate. That should set you about right. Not that you really need it. You could just conjure up a bunch of it, could surely?
Swift hunting.
And to you too. So,
This Khajiit guards the others.
yes, you do. Wouldn't have any other way. Can you put this back, please, Karja? Honestly. I mean, I'm not going to try to pick it up because Barmaid's already had some funny ideas today. Yeah, I can see you eyeballing me. Unbelievable. Now, if I break out this map, it feels so strange to have actually met the guy. That is just... He's like, hey, I met someone famous. I can't believe it. That's great. Anyway, if I dust off this map and go to the very first etching I made a long time ago, when I was on High Hrothgar, I swear I've only had 2 bottles of mead, I promise. Maybe I had some wine before that, but details. One of the first markings I made was the horn of, what was it, Jürgen Wingcaller, I think I got written there, yeah. And it was in a ruin called Ustengrav, which was kind of on the northeast edge of the Morthal swamps. I've been nearby before, where I met Thalion and had that ceremony to remove my vampirism, where Karjo rather kindly carried me back all the way to the cart and to Merlin's tower. Very heroic of him. But now, I figure it's about time we finally go. What do you say, pal? Eh? Shall we go?
Yes, my friend. Okay, let us get back to it.
Then let's go. We could talk about the antics we got up to in the tower along the way. But come on, try and leave the place as you found it. For God's sake. Well, thank you, Jizargo. A little bit of hesitation there, and you're unbelievable. I gave you my Skyrim longbow. And you still use that bloody Colovian bow because you're trying to take the piss. Well, it's not the first dragon we fought in Morthal. But then again, if we needed a reminder for why we're here in Morthal, we certainly have it now. Though, I can't help but notice, with this bow I swapped with Inigo, my arrows seem to be loosing rather strangely. Inigo, are you seeing this? I let go of this. Oh, that one seemed pretty normal. Maybe it's just me then. Or maybe it's the reason why you refused to use this bow in the first place. That wouldn't explain why you're refusing to use this bow now. Use your other bow now. Is that the same one? Good at Jizargo.
All my years, I've never seen such a thing.
I'll get used to it.
I never would have believed it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Is there an echo in here or something? Sorry about the mess.
Have you seen my mother? I'm still waiting for her to come home.
Sorry, kid, and if you would have said her name, might have been able to give you more help, but not you, Inigo. That's not my name. Where are we headed again? Let's try to orient myself. Let's try to follow the road. Let's be, well-behaved for a change. Though this isn't a road, is it? Or is it? Is it bold? Careful. One way to get a blue arse on a morning. Morning. It's passing through. Oostengrave, you know where it is? Unbelievable. Wells, listen to me. Unbelievable. Do I have any water on me? Because I swear I feel as if I'm getting drunker. And we've only just had a quick swig of mead and wine, and every time I recap on what I've had, it's more. So maybe I should just stop recapping what I've had. And try to get a vague sense of direction. There we go.
Traveling alone is boring and dangerous. It is nice to have company.
It is, isn't it? Especially to have company who use the gifts that I've given them.
Uh-huh.
Let me have a look.
I will bear your burdens gladly.
So, I gave you my Skyrim bow, yes, which I refined down. I traded it for the dragon bow which you had, which I have now, and I've done some crafting away on that.
All set?
I crafted you a new hood. Thank you very much. I also, crafted myself some Daedric armor. And some dragon bow and arrows, since I've had so many dragon bones by now that I actually stopped picking them up a while ago. And, yeah, I also put some enchantments on. A paralysis enchantment on this, actually. This will be very interesting to use, providing my arrows continue to fire straight. Which They are now. They didn't seem to be before. Maybe it's because I was sidestepping. I was just throwing my own aim off. Or maybe that's what it'll be. Because I'm wandering around like a barely functioning alcoholic. I'm not actually an alcoholic, I swear. I'm just fumbling over my words because it's too early, I promise you. Anyway, there's a reason why I can afford to have a drink before I come out on such a dangerous quest of the morning. You know why? Fate is inexorable. Akatosh will guide me, guard me so far, but now as he has done so far. Which... unlucky, pal. Right, let's try and dispel this in my left down without blowing anyone up. Bit weird with these new gauntlets on. It's over this way. If I haven't lost my sense of direction again. This looks about right. Who are you lot?
Suffering is at an end.
Like we got twins? I was gonna say triplets, but too much to ask for. And good morning to you too. It's like you were dead before we even got here. Oh. Herein lies a reason why. I love it when a place tells a story. Don't tell me a story about you two, though. You two conjured up. Eh? A joke, and I go, I swear. Right. I'm assuming this is Oostengrav. Right place, right side of the swamp. How long's it been since the Greybeards marked it on here? Since what's his face? If you're there and you're there and you're... What is that? But you shaking your stick about it. That was not meant to be a euphemism, but here we are. Well. I was going to say the front door wasn't locked. There's people camping outside. There's activity here, not just in the lighting, in the general, this is going to sound strange, cleanliness of the place. Relatively speaking. Yeah, I've just seen mage robes down there, and I thought I was hearing mining down the way, but I'm hearing something else far closer. Let's try to pick up a scent. That's interesting. We were sent here to retrieve the horn of Jürgen Windcaller, yet the front doors are locked. There's activity outside, activity inside. It doesn't look like the place is occupied. It looks like the place is well maintained. What is going on over there? Honestly. I thought you were doing some target practice, except it's firing back.
Not like this.
Are you running at us now? Well, you'd be harmed anyway. I can't tell if you're dead.
Where are you? Make no eye contact. Victory is yours. I submit.
Oh, bugger. Let's stay out of the way of that.
If you see a spider, let me know.
Yeah, if I end up running the other way, you know exactly where that spider is. It's time to work out what Tamriel's happening here. So you were firing at something over here, which I assumed at first was target practice. Yet, was it you? Huh. Interesting. That looks really nice. Won't take it though. Just admiring the scenery.
I can smell magic and death, but no horns so far.
Plenty of the former, isn't there, Inigo? It must stay on the toes. You're the one dishing out all the lethality. Take the bread. Interesting. Still none the wiser. Two rival factions of bandits fighting over the place. Until this third rowdy bunch come in and clean up completely. We can only continue the descent of their occupied territory until that sounds painfully familiar. Pretty loud, huh? What behind us? What on Tamriel's going on down there? I can't hear myself think. Do we even want to know? Who's he? Should we? Let's get involved. Oh. I'm so disoriented, I can't even tell what's going on. So we're not paying on the tap or something? Unbelievable. That's to be the Death Lords, as we so aptly named them. So long ago now, it feels like. Right. Get your head in the game, Norton. Sober up a bit, will you? That might have been blocked right. I must recognise it on instant now. So yeah, sober up, will you? Honestly. Probably just keep the star rim drawn at all time. At all times.
I wonder how valuable the horn is. Maybe the Greybeards will let you keep it. We deserve a reward for suffering this place.
You know what? So far, I'm in complete agreement with you. Do I need to have a nap or something? I think I need a nap. That looks like a place of interest. I better be you. Yeah, it is you. Good to see you. Beginning to think you were going to be something else. I'll have that. Okay. Plenty of urns. Not a sense of direction. Which leads us further down here. And the arrows in the wall. A collapse. One way to go. And it's dark and dingy. Dim my eyes a bit. The only thing you can smell is cats. Let's take the low road. There's a handle on that one, unlike the other one. Be careful here. I have a strange want to pick up the tankards. Where that comes from, I'll leave up to you in a go to figure out. Descend further we do. What about the other room? Right. Places like this just make me suspicious. Nothing more, nothing less. It would have collapsed behind us and would have been left in there to die for the rest of our crap days. And that would have made more sense than what actually happened. Best not keep the rabble waiting. Tell you what, may as well have had a cold bath this morning. I just kind of did. In a strange way. Are you guys all still there, yeah? Come on. Well, I'm with a slacker. Right. Huh. Seen the nobody's scimitar for a while. And here, looks like the coin persons picking up so far when I peek inside them are all Nordic currency, so I'm beginning to think that the, I was going to call it an excavation as if to dignify it. The bandits at the entrance didn't seem to get this far down, as far as I can see. That may be about to be disproven, who really knows? going to say I could have sworn it were right there. But... wow. What the bloody hell is that? Is that a person? Or a thing? Or a... I don't know what. What I am glad about, the fact I've managed to pick up so many dragon bones out of my top. Ow! Some things never change. I managed to pick up so many dragon bones in my time that I managed to make so many dragon bone arrows. Which is good. I'm happy with that. Now, let's try to bring a word I've not said in a while to the front of my mind. You've heard of performance anxiety? That's what I've got right now. Hang on. I'm glad it works out just fine for you, without me. Alright, what if I... Oh! Have you ever heard a knocking? Frighten me to bloody death? Well, so does everything these days. I suppose these are death. In their own way. In your own time. I'll draw a star ring for it. Lucky. Interesting. That's kept surprisingly well. Maybe some folk did get down here in good enough time. Or maybe I just haven't smelt it that well. I'd be very surprised if that were true, considering what boils in my blood. But then again, it is...
This tomb is very interesting, in an ominous way.
See, I know exactly what you mean, because so far it doesn't seem that different from the hundreds of other tombs we've already been in, yet there is something ominous in the air. Still struggling to identify what that is. It seems that every corridor we come to where there's a left and a right turn, one of them's collapsed. Stand back. Someone jumped. Oh, mate. For a change. Right, well, while we're here, bit too eager for me, that card rope. Yep, curiosity killed the whatever. Give it a yank. And that's open that. What about that? And that's open that. I was expecting something to go wrong. Or maybe later.
I cannot wait to see this horn. It must be a magnificent thing to behold. The horn we are after had better be worth it. This place is unpleasant.
I just wanted to talk to you because you seemed absolutely obsessed about the horn. Now that I've actually spoken to you about it, you're more obsessed than I actually thought you were. Yeah, there's something strange in the air here. How many it seems completely hypocritical, which is all things with me, I suppose. With us as well, you know. No, it takes 2 to tango. 4, maybe. But yeah, I don't like it here either. We've been in loads of these places, yet there's something about here in particular which is off. Maybe you should be using the Skyrim bow, which I so kindly gifted to you, as well as a bunch of sweet rolls inside a coin purse, which sounds suspiciously like over 50,000 in gold. Yeah, maybe you should be using the bow, that's all I'm trying to say. Don't like it here, mate. Stay sharp.
Okay, my friend. We will protect each other. Let us go. The sooner we find the horn, the sooner we can get out of here.
Yeah. And on to whatever else we've got to jump around and try to die doing. Didn't you want that? Didn't you give us a sermon earlier on...
I wonder if the horn is made of gold. I bet it is very pretty.
It only just makes sense. You've got eyes on a far bigger prize now, haven't you? You can have it as far as I'm concerned, provided the greybeards won't have a fit. You know, if they have a fit, they'll be shouting us off a high Hrothgar. I won't have you there to catch me because you'll be the one flying off there with me too. Right, different perspective at the same place we were just in. Come have a look. Could do this all day. You see that? It's funny that, isn't it? To be fair, that skeleton was the skeleton version of me, and so was that one. Exactly the kind of thing I'd do. Down to every detail, even my head rolling off and down the stairs. I think you heard it. I hope. Well, before we descend any further, not so far down this place, not even sure. Go any further down. Before we do, let's check up here. I believe we may have. You alright? Oh, of course. Not immune this time, are you? Beautiful place. I think it's safe to say at this point, none of the bandits up top have made it this far down. Going to sleep on that one, I think. there's still something mighty off about this place. Inigo, you have anything more to say on the subject?
Something on your mind? If I were a valuable horn, I am not sure I would enjoy it here.
What is it about this place?
Let us get back to it.
It's either it's claimed J'zargo as well, or else he's managed to find something which we haven't. J'zargo? J'zargo? Come here. Sorry, I shouldn't really do that. Sorry. You're thinking about some old cats I used to have back in the day. Not important. Well, near as cool as the ones I have now, eh? Promise I'm not trying to dig myself out of a hole and drown myself. Well, who'd have thought? Not bleeding out. Bloody big sword, that. Luckily, got Karjo here, and you're here. Well, to be honest, I kind of thought I'd figured out where we needed to go. Has anyone found a horn yet? Just asking. For a friend. This looks promising. Very promising. Good hit. Got it whistled by my ear. But good hit. Alright. One. 2, 2, 3. Then they drop within a permitted time. Right, fellas, back it up. And we have some bread. Soak up what I've got sitting in my belly. Right. I'm going to eat all 3 of these. I'm going to force that word front and centre in my mind and see if I can't beat the falling of the gate, alright? So you two, stay back. As you can't really seem to get through, this prophecy's mine anyway, so I can find you after, if you can't get through after. As for J'zargo, he'll do what J'zargo does, I suppose. Have you noticed anything strange about my candlelight? I don't know whether it's because I'm casting it when I'm a bit drunk, but... tipsy, rather. But it's not diminishing, is it? Have I finally shown my magical prowess worthy of being the Archmage of the College of Winterhold? In that I can now cast a candlelight which is... eternal. Hmm? You're not buying it, are you? Well, neither am I. One thing is for certain, the candlelight's still there. Give it a go. Okay. One more time. Hey, staying open.
Something smells foul.
Well, I did just let some wind go, didn't I? I'm not be fried. This is strange. What is it? Well, if J'zargo would like to appear and give us a way forward, I would be more than welcome. To the idea. Good to see you. You're unbelievable, you. Where are you going? All I could say is stay away from running on the middle of... Indigo, we've got spiders, mate.
Yes. Fair enough.
Thank you. God, you are so eager. Unbelievable. I said you were so eager. Can you...
Spiders do bite and spiders do scurry, but spiders are quite soft, so do not worry. I can dispatch them in a hurry.
What would I do without you? Really? No. The bloody Dragonborn. Unbelievable. Look at you. Not even a mother could love a face like that. And I'm the guy with the broken nose 10 times over and a nose which looks like one of your legs. Oh. Careful. That looks... something sharp to do this with. Hey. This looks promising. This looks really promising.
Impressive.
I'm not surprised anymore. What's this letter headed as? Note from a friend. Dragonborn. I need to speak to you. Urgently. Rent the attic room at the Sleeping Giant Inn in Riverwood. And I'll meet you. A friend.
Stupid tomb full of stupid zombies and no stupid horn at the end of it all. What a waste of time.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Then Jazargo came walking out the back room like Jazargo does, which has a nice treasure chest inside, so maybe I'll be able to placate you with that. But in the meantime, yeah, that was my first thought, but you know what my thought is now? With the amount of time it took for us to finally get ready to be coming down here, it's hardly a surprise that the horn isn't here for us to take, is it?